All right, so by now you know how to find the shopping centers using your map search on Google. There's all kinds of ways to find that. We specialize in two areas, Orlando and Tampa. These are our two major markets. For today, we're going to focus in on the Tampa Bay area, specifically St. Petersburg, to see how to do this particular search. So what we're going to do is, and you can see this is kind of the Bay Area here. This is where we do most of our business, specifically in this area. So what we're going to do here is a few different things. This is how to find plazas. Okay, we're looking to find shopping plazas that have at least 5 tenants. Anything less than that's really not in our wheelhouse. So we want to find something with at least 5 storefronts within the property, okay, the shopping plaza. There's a couple ways to do that. One way is to search popular retail tenants, okay? So McDonald's is a particular tenant, but they only have one building, right? So we want to find tenants that go into shopping plazas, okay? So Big Lots is a good example. So if we type in Big Lots here, it's going to pull up all the Big Lots shopping centers, okay, in this area, whatever area we're zoomed in. You can also do Big Lots, comma, St. Petersburg, or comma, Tampa, and it'll find just that particular city. So that's one way to find it. But now we want to go beyond just locating it on the map, right? So we want to be able to fill in our little spreadsheet over here. And in order to do that, we're going to need to know who the company owner is, the name, and the site address of the actual property that we found. Okay, so to do that from the Google Maps, finding the tenant, in this case Big Lots, we can zoom in. Okay, you can zoom into that plaza, and you can work your way up or clockwise, however you want to do it. But for example, let's click on this one. First, we want to make sure it's not just that tenant by themselves. So we zoom in, okay, and we can see, oh, look, it's got a lot of tenants. It's a big property here, right? So we're going to search their address here on the left in the Pinellas County Appraiser's website, okay, and that's pcpao.org right there. All right, and then just like before, we're going to search the database by address, okay, and going back to look at that address, you can see it's 950 58th Street North. You don't have to put in the city because it's already the county website, so you just put in the first of it. There it goes. Now, the first thing I notice is this one says professional office building, strip store, and these addresses don't match up to what we searched for. So if you see, the address on Google Maps is 950 58th Street North, okay? And Google Maps is more interested in finding the location, not necessarily the actual property address. So because there's this road, and this road, the actual property address is not pulling up here, okay? And in order to find the actual property address, you might want to click on one of the other retailers, like, for example, Winn-Dixie. Let's click on the Winn-Dixie here, okay? You see you get a different address, okay? Well, let's try that one out, okay? So then we'll try that one instead. Search database by address. We're going to try the other tenant, in this case Winn-Dixie. Okay, neighborhood shopping center. Okay, so now we know we're on the right track, okay, because it's got the word shopping center right there. When we click on the parcel info and open it up, you can see the square footage is 232,000 square feet. So that's a very big shopping center. So that must be the whole plaza. But just to verify, we always want to open up the interactive map, okay? And the interactive map will show us on the county map what the property looks like, okay? So we can open that up, click OK. I'm going to close this out, but it found it. So this looks like the property, right? And we can see, if we compare it with our Google map, that's definitely the property, right? There's 9th Ave, 58th. So that is the correct property, okay? So if it was this property or this property, you can click on it and actually switch over to that property, okay? But we know it actually found the right one. So we'll go back to that record. And here's the normal procedure where we enter in the property data, okay? So we want the owner's name. In this case, it's Property Owners LLC, okay? And then you paste it in here. You can see I already pasted it in. The company address, which is directly underneath, which is in this case a PO box. Okay, paste that in there. And the site address, which is the property site address, not the Google Maps site address, the actual site address. In this case, it's 1050 58th Street North. So it wasn't the same as Google Maps. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't, but it's good to have the first practice run here where the site address is actually different from the Google address. So, you know, now if Winn-Dixie didn't work, you know, we can actually find it using the map by finding the intersection and zooming in and actually clicking on the property. Again, the interactive map link here. So there, that's the first one. Now let's do a search for Winn-Dixie, for example. Okay, say I say, hey, you know, find me 5 Winn-Dixie shopping centers. Find me 5 Winn-Dixie shopping centers in St. Petersburg, Florida. Okay, so you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna open up Google Maps. Okay, and you're gonna look for Winn-Dixie. All right, so you got a lot of Winn-Dixies here. Now, Winn-Dixie sometimes is their own tenant, and they don't have other tenants in there. So again, check each one of these. But why don't we start with this one here? Okay, so we'll zoom in here. We got Winn-Dixie Wine and Spirits. Okay, if you keep zooming in, if it doesn't break it into different tenants, likely it's just one building, which we do not want. Remember, we want shopping plazas. Okay. So let's take a look. Okay, so this case it's not an actual plaza, it's just Winn-Dixie. There's one grocery store there, and that's them. There's no other shopping center. So we'll zoom back out. We'll look at the other Winn-Dixies. Okay, here's another one up here. So we'll zoom into this one. Now you can see this one has other tenants. You can see this is actually the same plaza we were looking at before because it has a Big Lots. So we were able to find it by this tenant now. Okay, and then you do the same thing we did for Big Lots. You go to the county, search by address. Okay, but let's put in a new one just for the heck of it. See if the address matches up. Here's one over here. Okay. You can see by the length of it, it has an Office Depot, it has an insurance store, so it has a couple other tenants. So now we want the address, so we click on it. This one will probably have the right address because it only has one road here. So there it is, 2139 34th Street North. Let's go ahead and check it out on the county website. There it is, supermarket store. Now this says freestanding, which typically means that there are not other shopping centers. So let's just verify that. Okay, 57,000 square feet is pretty big, but let's drop our little guy into the mix here and just make sure that there's other tenants in this shopping center. If you look at it, and there's not. Oh, well, yeah, there is. Okay, so over here you've got more shopping center. You got more space, and it does connect to the building. So likely this is the same property, and you got multiple tenants. So this is a good plaza to go after. Okay, so there we go. So that site address works. So this is a site address that would go under, you know, if we had Winn-Dixies. Okay, so, you know, if we had Winn-Dixies, then we'd put the site address here and say, okay, this is a Winn-Dixie center. So that's how to find it by tenant. by tenant name and do a reverse lookup basically on the property appraiser's website. And then again, you have your regular map search. Now you can also do it by tenant use. Okay, we know just about every plaza has certain things: barber shops, nail salons, and you know, those kind of things can be literally looked up on here as well. So I can type in nail salon, and it's going to show me all the nail salons here in the area. See, there's one here in this Winn-Dixie shopping center. Okay. You know, and then you can find plazas by nail salon as well, you know. But some of them are independent buildings. So if we zoom in here, you can see this is probably just a nail. It's just nail salon. It might be an actual plaza. Oh, it's got Dunkin' Donuts, nail salons. There you go. There's a good plaza. So again, you can right click and hit, you know, what's here, and it'll give you an address, 710 34th Street, which you can then put in the county property appraiser's website and find that building. So that's how to find buildings by the tenant name or use.